Hello, my name is Jennifer, and welcome to part 11 of Abandoned Kids the Teen Years. And if you are returning, welcome back. And in this part, I am doing a renovation of their house. And here's a screenshot of what their house was supposed to look like from the outside. That's from the original floor plans, and there's the original floor plans. That's the main floor they currently have. There's the little loft area that's open above their living room, which I've closed in since with the glass windows just because it was getting in the way. And there's the basement, which is the part that I'm doing today in this video. And here is what it looks like from the back. And as you can tell, it's a full walkout, which we cannot do in Sims 4. So instead, I'm just doing a basement. And then what I end up doing, which I will do shortly here, is I end up cutting out the backyard so that essentially it's open down below. And I'm just moving a few things around because I need to make some space. Get the stuff that's going to be in the area back there where I'm starting to add that area off the yard. And then there's some of those trees. Those are the trees that were originally with the lot when they first moved here, because the backstory is that it was left to them by their grandfather who had passed away. And my usual, adding some light so I can see what I'm doing. I always like to do that. There's my stairs, and I played a little bit, didn't quite get it in the right spot. Need to make sure that we can still get to that laundry room, which of course the laundry is broken right now. Move the cat's toys, and here we are in the basement. And that's how you remove the roof. I don't know, it was pretty quick, where you sort of select it from below, go up, then click over the yellow and remove the roof. But now I'm just adding the walls, and this is sort of, if you had noticed very briefly the floor plan at the beginning, it is what they kind of do in that floor plan there. And I do have a link to the full set of floor plans down in the description below. I always have it there because ever since I built the house, which is a little while ago that they've been living in here, I just didn't add this full extension on in the basement. But because I want to be able to have an entertaining area, which is the main reason I added the basement, that is why I put it down there, because they have enough bedrooms and everything on the ground, on the main floor, and with the little loft area, because each of the kids has their own bedroom. But this floor plan has just a lot of entertainment area. There's going to be one more bedroom down there and two more bathrooms, one off the bedroom and one just off the entertaining area. And there's going to be sort of, that's the porch, but because it's a basement, I can't lift it up or anything like that. So I'm just duplicating the windows so that they look the same as the top floor. So when you look from the back when it's finished, it will be the same. And then I use that same stone that I use on the patio upstairs, downstairs, and same with that little area. That is supposed to be where it's stone is supposed to also be a screened in area, which of course we can't have. We don't have screens in Sims 4, so I just use the same glass windows that I used on the main floor upstairs. So I'm just like copying the flooring in the various areas, like the main areas, the bathrooms, and I said the screened in quote porch area and the windows. And the lighting looks a little odd. Those are actually light. They're not black windows like they look right there in that window, in that screenshot. So yeah, a lot of duplication of everything. I guess I could have maybe just copied it and put it downstairs, but it's not exactly the same. So that really wouldn't have worked because it would have taken everything with it. And I didn't need that. I just needed the basic windows and doors and whatnot. And then I realized that that's actually supposed to be another closet there. And so I put that. I keep it a closet, and there's a closet. It looks like a closet on the floor plan, if I remember correctly. And there's the two bathrooms. One is just sort of an area where I end up sticking, I think I have the vet table for them to like work on their vet skill, because I find it's not very, I find it takes a lot of money to go to the vet clinic and takes a lot of time, so I prefer just to have my Sims learn vet skill and look after their pets at home. And then I realized that was off a little bit from where it was above, and same there. I think there's one of these is a little bit over, and I need to move it a little bit, so I do all of that so that it lines up from the back. It's a little harder when you're doing it from the top. And actually, those doors, I may replace them because I like they're just like inexpensive doors, because when they first started, they had no money. And so I used the cheapest doors, and then I just kept using those doors inside. But I may end up going in and changing them out, because those are from the movie pack, is the doors that I used. But they have an inexpensive door that I like better that came with seasons. But when I was building this was pre-seasons and actually pre the patch. I do, at the end, I went in and added a greenhouse. So that's post-patch, but still pre-season. So there's a few things that came with seasons that I'll probably add to this lot after I go back in and play with it. But I haven't done that yet. I'm a little afraid to, because there's a lot of things glitching with the patch and with seasons, and I haven't gone into any of my existing saves yet since I added seasons into my game. So I think what I'm going to do with this is I'm hoping they may do an emergency patch this week for some of the things. So I will probably be back next week with the actual Let's Play and take a break this Wednesday, where I normally will have a video up on a Wednesday for this Let's Play. I will hopefully be back next Monday if things settle down, because one of the things that seems to be broken is the plants that they splice. They don't have their splicing information, though I'm not sure that they really did a lot of splicing, so they may be okay, but I can't really go in and check. I guess I could and just not save it, and then it won't if I don't save it, it won't have an impact on the game, so perhaps I'll do that. But even so, I'm going to wait and see. Hope there's the patch this week, an emergency patch, because I know they said they were working on it, and be back next Monday, hopefully, with this particular Let's Play. So I'm just doing the bathroom in the two places. In the one place, it's a smaller bathroom, so I use the all-in-one shower tub. And I, looking there for the sink, use a different one in there. That's the one that comes with Jungle Adventures. And then I rearranged how I've set this all up, because I decided to add that little corner tub, which I quite like. That came with fitness stuff. For the longest time after I got fitness stuff, I didn't really use very much of the items that came with it. I mean, when I first got it, I added the big treadmill wall, and I put it in like my gems and stuff like that, but I didn't actually add anything in the homes other than there was a couple of pictures that I like that I use quite a lot. And I think I used them in this build too, and I'd use those almost from the get-go. But then I realized that the shower that came with it and the tub have the best, which I know I would have mentioned before when I did the upstairs part of the renovation, but they have really good comfort and reliability for a very cheap price. So I like using them a lot, and the toilet's good too, so I use them all the time. But it was funny, for the first little while after I got it, I barely used it. So I so this is a bedroom down here, but we don't really need a bedroom, but I added it because, my goal is hopefully for Amelia to, she seems to have hit it off with Sawyer, I think his name was. I can't remember. It's been a little bit since I've been in the game playing. And, hopefully that will go somewhere. Maybe Sawyer will be moving in, and maybe they'll have a baby, so we'll need a little bit of room. So one of the rooms upstairs that someone's in upstairs will probably become a baby/toddler room. And then one of those kids, one of the teens, will probably move downstairs into this room. Not so much Amelia, because I think she should be upstairs with whatever child she has, and so probably one of the boys will move down here. So it's quite a nice little room, and with the table, maybe this is where Sylvia should move downstairs, because I think it actually seems a bit more suited to a girl than to a male, because of like the little vanity table and stuff like that. Probably more likely used by a girl than a guy, though you never know. It could be. Anybody could do it. So there's some pictures on that wall, and here's this big area is what I end up being my entertainment area. I add a big bar, which we have that portable bar upstairs, but so now we have this like full-on bar area downstairs. And then I add some, like a dart table, a dart board. Wasn't exactly sure where to put it, but I ended up leaving it where I originally put it. And there is the foosball table and the Don't Wake the Llama table, which can also be changed and used as a card table. So very much entertainment down there. And then I put a sauna in that area at the back of that room, which is supposed to be in the picture. It's supposed to be like a boat type storage room, which of course it's not. So I decided to make it a gym/sauna area for them, because I originally had the things outside. And with seasons, they're not going to be able to use those things as much when it's like snowing or raining so much. So I figured they need a little bit more space inside They can't go outside quite as much as they're doing. I'm hoping this covered area should be fine for them to do some things, except for if they're cold. But I have been playing on my own, and I do know that there's the traits you can get, so you can stop them from getting cold, or they can not get wet at all, things like that. So I don't know how many aspiration points they have right now, but they have a fair few. I decided to add some alarms in because they'll probably be using the fireplace, which I know is reported that it's glitching post-patch, and I was having that problem in one of my saves that I was playing with. It wouldn't light the fireplace, but I noticed in a save that I started new since Seasons that the nanny started the fireplace in the winter, and it's been going non-stop since, so I'm not really sure if that was something related to the patch without Seasons, or if it was just lucky in that particular save that it was working. But we have lots of fireplaces in this house because we've got 4. We got 2 upstairs back to back and 2 downstairs here back to back, exactly the same ones. And then at the big arcade table, really it's a gaming house now. That may change at some point if they end up with kids, but some of the kids can play with those things, but we'll need to have a spot for like the little table. And then I realized when I was playing today in my Seasons file that I started that I need to make sure that I have room for a Christmas tree and presents for that time of year. And speaking of which, I'm not actually sure what time of year we should start, what season in the year we should start with this Let's Play. I was kind of thinking maybe fall, because that's the beginning of a school year, or at least it is in North America, so I was thinking we could start sort of in fall, sort of to mimic that. And then that way, I think some of the really big holidays are in the fall and the winter in here. And of course, we can create our own holidays. So if you have any holidays you're interested in me adding, I can always add it to it for them to celebrate. And I put this here with these stairs, but I end up getting rid of the stairs on the right-hand side because that's where I put the greenhouse, because I need to have somewhere to keep a few plants so they can keep gardening all year round. And I put that observatory because I think it was Eric had a whim to buy an observatory. So I thought I would give it to him because, why not? He wanted it. They have the money. So I thought I'd give it to them. And I put a stereo into the exercise area as opposed to another TV because they already have like a few TVs all over the house. I didn't think we needed another one. And I couldn't figure out what color to put there with that rug, but I ended up leaving it kind of with that one. And then I tried changing the rug, and I don't remember what I ended up doing with that, but there it is. And let me see, what am I doing here? Oh, I'm putting a pool. Because I think one of them had a whim for a pool. It's not a very big pool, but then again, the lot's not huge. It's not small, but it's big enough, and part of the area is not in this backyard down below, and so they have it kind of, by doing this they have less room because I didn't have it go all the way to the back. I left the trees up at the top and whatnot, and then I added some shrubbery and some flowers and stuff back here, which is quite funny. I go to add the terrain paint and it doesn't work. It doesn't work because this is not the ground. It's like it's inside. It's considered an inside ground, so I end up having to use some tile that I think is called basement dirt, and I think I must have move objects on, but I'm trying to figure out how this looks. I can't say landscaping. I kind of don't go for exactness when I do my landscaping. I just sort of eyeball it and hope it looks okay, sort of more naturally put there. So then I use those little things, a little fencing to define the space, and then I go in here and I get that dirt, like I said, that's sort of from the basement floor, and then I use I think it's maybe Control F, I can't remember, it's something F. I just sort of do it, but to make it so you have the quarter tiles. And I added some stereos in the various spots because, of course, if you craft on the vet table, it's not fun at all. And I didn't add a TV in this entertainment area. I put it in the other area because I didn't think we needed one in there because there was already, I think, 2 TVs upstairs. So here's where I add the greenhouse. So I did this after the patch, where the rest of this build was done before the patch. And I realized that if I was going to put it down here, I need to get rid of those stairs because there just wasn't the space. And as it is, I'm realizing that this is not a very big space for a greenhouse, so I may end up making it a little bit bigger, or maybe I'll take a couple of plants and bring them inside if there's room. I don't know. Or maybe they just won't have a very big garden in the for them to use in the winter. But it's not just the winter, it's the different seasons of the year that they don't grow. So I may just put like the more lucrative plants in here, like dragon fruit has become extremely lucrative. I mean, it always was, but it's like just through the roof lucrative now with the patch, never mind with seasons. But its season is the fall, but if you put it in here, then I think you're going to get it more frequently than the fall. And there's a few other ones that are very lucrative, and some that used to be really valuable aren't so valuable anymore, so we'll have to sort of play that one by ear. And so here's a few screenshots of the downstairs, the bedroom that I created, and I don't know that I actually got screenshots of the bathrooms, just the main rooms. There's the big entertainment area, a couple of views of it, the second one right there, and then there'll be the one here. There's that with the room with the fireplace and the couches and the arcade table and the exercise room, but one with some shots from the outside. But that's going to be it for this part. As I said, I will hopefully be back next Monday. Hopefully they'll have patched some of the problems with the bug. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye! This has been Jennifer. If you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them below. I'd love to see them. If you liked the video, please leave a like. And if you'd like to see more videos of challenge, let's plays, tutorials, and occasional speed builds, please subscribe if you haven't already done so. Thanks very much.